But nonetheless, wherever stage it is, who cares? We're going into game one, and we're in for a very, very good treat here. Oh, we're going to start off in small battlefield. Okay, that's an interesting spot.
Yeah, and now it's just going to be a very, very interesting start here. We're going to be seeing Drewish kind of try as hard as he can to separate Nana and Popo, but we're seeing Butterkix do a very good job at not letting Drewish get too much into his rhythm as they try to lay on the pressure. Doing very, very well with Sopo, just not letting Nana get abused too hard, because you do need Nana to close out those earlier stocks.
Absolutely. They rack up so much damage when they're together, but man, when they're separated, it's like, man, without Nana, this is the worst character in the game, because your recovery is trash, your neutral's trash. So you got to hope that you can keep them both together here. And so far, Butterkix doing a very good job of that, because they had a slight lead, just maybe lost it a bit, but they have to be feeling good about this start here.
Yeah, the only issue is that Nana is at really, really high percent. So we're seeing Drewish try to do his best just to separate them, as we're seeing Nana fly out. But Squall is another big thing in this matchup, as we're seeing Nana go away along with Popo right behind him. And Butterkix loses their first stock, and Drewish trying to just play a very patient first game here.
Oh yeah, you got to play very patient here. I think one of the things you have to understand when you're going against ice climbers is they can rack up a lot of damage, but at the same time, you just have to remain patient and don't let it rattle you, because yeah, they can rack up that damage, but all it takes is for one of them to be separated for the other to be pretty weak.
Absolutely. We're seeing Drewish try to force an option out of Butterkix using Explosive Flame, and then following up with a Nair or an empty hop grab or something to try and just force out an option. But Drewish has been doing just an incredible job of keeping the climbers separate, and we're seeing the focus go onto Nana just to take the Nana stock as we start to get back to Popo.
Yeah, we're RIP to Nana. Popo is almost next. You have him exactly where you want him. Oh, back there, not going to hit there, but it is going to hit there, and that's going to be the second stock. And we are down to one stock here for Butterkix.
Yeah, we're seeing Butterkix. I'm not sure how Butterkix is going to be adapting to this, but we're seeing Drewish just do a very good job at calling out Butterkix's options, using lower commitment moves like those back airs, like those explosive flames, to try and separate the climbers. We just saw a double dash attack just to make it awkward for Butterkix, not really letting Butterkix have a good opportunity, but we're going to be seeing the back air come out as Butterkix takes their first stop.
All right, Butterkix able to take the first stock, but will it be the last of that game? Absolutely. Drewish able to take that victory and go in with a JV3 stock. But again, game ain't over. We're going to game two, ball up top. If you are Drewish, you have to be feeling pretty good about that. Able to separate the twins very easily through that game. Now, if you are Butterkix, you have to figure out a different strategy.
Yeah, we're seeing them go to Battlefield now, and this is going to be really interesting. Both of them were able to get very strong extensions off of that top plat. We saw that Drewish was able to take a lot of... Oh, sorry. We're seeing the Falco come out now. We might be seeing a reban of stages come out from Drewish. Seeing the Falco, you might go, I don't want to take you to Battlefield. I know that that's one of your best stages. I know you're able to get so much off those top platforms. But Drewish does also like Battlefield.
You know what else Drewish also likes is a familiar matchup. And I'll tell you, with Falco, there's a very interesting pick. Butterkix has a good Falco, but Drewish has a lot of practice against Falco, because one of the best one in Michigan easily, and one of the best in the world. Dice is not too far within reach. But we are in game two nonetheless. Battlefield, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to see Butterkix try to play a bit more of that I'm going to trade your combo game for mine. We saw that with the Ices. They weren't able to get as much off of that first game just by Drewish being able to use really low commitment moves to try and force Nana and Popo away. But we're seeing Butterkix now try to go on the Falco in order to basically go, I think that I can have a better advantage than you can.
Absolutely. Now, if you are Drewish, you see the rack up damage that Falco can do, but one thing you have to take advantage of is once those early percentage combos hit, it's kind of tough for Falco to get the kill, but also you can take advantage of Falco off stage, because he does have an exploitable recovery. And as you can see, you do have him off stage temporarily, but what's this? Side B, back air, not enough, but this is a much better start for Butterkix.
Yeah, we're seeing Butterkix start to get up to a much stronger start. However, the explosive flame barely not going to take it. And this has been a position that Drewish has been very, very good at. We saw in the Nana Popo game, but just pressuring with those up airs, forcing Falco to land, not something that Falco's the greatest at. You do have incredible moves like Phantazo and like down air. However, we're seeing Drewish try to play a bit more patiently, but Butterkix barely not able to take that stock there, but a much stronger start from Butterkix here.
A much better start here. If you you are Butterkix, you have to be feeling pretty good about the character swap and the stage swap as well as going into the battlefield. And you do have someone like Falco that can maybe take up damage and stocks off the top here, and you do have that third platform that you can potentially use. But there goes the dash attack. Speaking of the top, Butterkix losing that stock to a dash attack, and we are even in stock.
Yeah, we're
sorry, even in, almost even a percentage here. Not quite yet. At 165%, man, anything can happen.
Yeah, but we're going to be seeing that next down tilt from Butterkix. Will take it. If you're Drewish, you want to try to get as much extra credit as you can, and these nairs and up airs are going to start to help. And we're seeing Butterkix being forced back into the corner. And like we saw in the Arky set, you're able to get so much off the corner pressure, but Butterkix able to use the side B into the up air to take it. And we're going to see Falco looking for those Falco combos, and you're going to be put into a cutscene here. This might just be a really early stock, barely able to live it though.
Barely able to live it, but that, that third platform could have made a difference here. Just a bit of a higher percentage, and that could have been the stock. But there we go. You have him at a disadvantage here. He's able to roll onto the stage safely here, and now has Drewish at a disadvantage. There it is. Back here. Is that going to be enough? Not quite at 105%. Still living. But you do have Drewish exactly where you want him here. Oh my gosh, what was that? That trade went exactly the way Butterkix would have liked it to go.
Yeah, that up smash able to take the stock early, and we're seeing Butterkix with their first lead of the entire set, and we're seeing Falco very good swap to it from Butterkix, and we're just going to see the pressure try to pile on, trying to get another early combo going with that Phantasm, but we're seeing Drewish wanting to pull it back, not wanting to let Butterkix out of this corner, and we're just seeing Butterkix trying to force another I want to trade with you, I think that my advantage is better than yours, and trying to get as much damage as you can.
Well, yeah, speaking of as much damage, you do have Drewish sitting at 78% with that last stock. That back there is not going to be enough. Back there's not going to be enough quite yet, but you do have him at a disadvantage. One back air should be able to do it from here. Will he be able to take advantage of that exploitable recovery? Oh, that recovery, not quite it. We are at one stock apiece here, and Drewish has to be smelling blood in the water here. Able to take that second stock and almost evening it out with that nair.
Yeah, you're not going to see the back air from Butterkix killed quite yet. You're going to still need just a little bit more percent, and if you're Drewish, this is where you have to make it count. That's barely not going to be it. However, this might be it off the top at the back air. Going to take it as Butterkix takes game 2. And we're seeing Butterkix, they are playing quite a bit more confidently. They're able to trade combo for combo, and Falco just a very, very strong combo character, as we were seeing.
Whew, that was nasty, man. that back air able to take that stock in the game. We're even at one apiece here. If you are Butterkix, you have to be feeling very good. Oh, we're going to Hollow Bastion. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be different from Battlefield. Probably a better stage for Palutena, but we'll see how it goes. Again, Butterkix switching from Ice Climbers to Falco, and now you see we're even at 1-1.
Yeah, a big thing about that Battlefield game is that Butterkix was just able to use that top plat so effectively. We saw that. We almost saw a really early second stock taken, but we saw that, in that last stock, Butterkix was just able to get so much more conversions off of it. So if you're Drewish, you want to kind of slow down the pace, not let these extensions go as much. And if you're Drewish, you want to try and just play a bit more of a confident neutral. But speaking of confident, we're seeing Butterkix just do everything to rack up the damage here.
Absolutely. Butterkix is looking very different, very clean. They're doing an amazing job applying the pressure here on Drewish. Drewish has to figure out a way out of this here, but oh my gosh, that Becker is going to do it, and Butterkix is just looking very good, just going off stage. Jeez. Okay, so this is a different game here. If you are Butterkix, you're feeling much better about this than you did game 1 with Ice Climbers.
Yeah, absolutely. Butterkix has just been able to continue to constantly lay on the pressure of Drewish and just make the most out of any advantage situation that you win. You saw that you're able to just deal so much damage, and you're able to convert so much off of it. But we're seeing Butterkix with these more unconventional recoveries not going to the ledge as much, because we saw that's where Drewish got a lot of his percents and stocks taken. But we're seeing these chains come back out, and the backer barely not going to take it.
Butterkix is applying more pressure. Again, you're looking at 2 stocks of 3 here. It's a much different game, and oh my goodness, what is this? Now we're at 1 stock left. If you are Drewish, you have to try and go with a different approach here. If you are Drewish. Now again, if you are Butterkix, you have a character that can get extensions and can also get those early combos that can lead to higher percentages. But if you're Drewish and you see that, you have to try and be patient and be okay with the fact that, yeah, I'm going to be able to take more damage early on, but I can probably take this stock later. But we're not seeing that out of Drewish right now.
Yeah, we've also been seeing Butterkix. You know, you don't see it too much from the Falcos of MSU, but you see Butterkix doing a lot more unique recoveries, going high with the going higher with the up B, using the up B more aggressively as somewhat of an approaching tool almost from the corner, which has kind of been throwing Drewish off his game. He's more than likely used to, you know, more standard stock Falco games from Dice and Halo, but we're seeing Drewish take it with the Explosive Flame as we move on to Butterkix's second stock. But this might not be enough. It might be too little too late for Drewish.
Yeah, it might be too little too late here. You're able to take the stock with the Explosive Flames, but the game is still very much in Butterkix's favor. But you see the Nair extensions here. You do have them at a slight disadvantage. You do have Falco at a slight disadvantage. Butterkix, they just have to try and figure out a way to get out of that.
Yeah, but we're going to see Drewish start to pile up the pressure. We almost saw that really early stock taken with the up air. The forward tilt barely not going to take it. However, we're seeing so much pressure, and we're seeing Drewish play a better corner game right now. Almost able to bring it back to even. Butterkix not able to follow it up with a full hop up air. But we're seeing Butterkix just be so patient. You see Butterkix walking across the stage, breathing a little bit more, just basically able to say, I'm going to take this at my own pace. I'm not going to let you dictate how this is going to go at all.
That back throw definitely dictate that second stock here. We're at one stock apiece here. Not even in percentage because Drewish still has a long way to go with Butterkix. They just have 1% of damage on them so far, but here comes the Nair. Looking for the extensions. There it is, the Nair train. Here we go. Nair train to the back air at a disadvantage. What are you going to do? Falco able to get back onto the stage. Butterkix, here goes another Nair train. All right back, going with the forward air and just having them back in neutral. I mean, this is anybody's game. Don't pay attention to the percentage. Like, anybody. It just takes one mistake from each of them for this game to turn in the favor of the other.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see Drewish start to pile on the pressure into the corner, not letting Butterkix do much here. We saw that Drewish was able to just get so much. However, now that forward air is going to take it as Butterkix prevents the comeback from Drewish as we move on to Game 4. Butterkix has done a very, very good job. They have been keeping the pressure on as much as possible. We saw Drewish able to start to find his rhythm more in those last couple stocks, able to keep Butterkix in the corner as much as possible, able to get as much damage as possible, able to get some earlier kills than Butterkix might be used to. We're seeing Drewish start to get his confidence back, and just be more and more oppressive in his advantage state, in his ledge trapping, in his juggling, just do a really, really good job here.
Absolutely. I mean, just starting to come back a little bit towards the end. It was a little too late, but man, just, I don't know. Something telling me that we might see a Game 5. I feel like this is just so even right now compared to what it was in Game 1.
Absolutely. We're seeing Butterkix do a really good job in Game 2 and 3 of just able to, you know, keep the pressure on. These combos are so clean and they're so good. Whereas we're seeing, you know, as they are training their combos, Butterkix is able to get, you know, 50, 60, whereas Drewish only gets 40 off his combos, and that adds up over the course of, you know, however many games we are going to be having here.
Absolutely, but you see, oh my gosh, that back air taking the early stock here. Drewish looking much better here, and that Game 5 prediction is looking kind of true right now, but here we go, going to the Nair train, has him at a disadvantage, has him at the top. Up air is not going to be enough. At 60% though, you have to be feeling pretty good, because now you have overlapped them in stock and percentages.
Yeah, you might be right about that Game 5 prediction. We're seeing Drewish just constantly laying on that pressure in the corner. You're able to get some good grabs. You're able to get those Nair trains. But the up smash is going to take it super early. And unlike Game 3, we're seeing Drewish now off to a 3-stock lead.
Yeah, 3-stock lead and just that 69%. I mean, just with that third stock, you still have a little ways to go to take that first one. And Falco, not being a character that has like easy confirmed kills at higher percentages, but nonetheless, Butterkix was able to figure that out in the last 2 games. But this game, it just looks like a different Drewish. Drewish is going under the back air. That's going to take it, and we're going to a Game 5.
Yeah, dominant performance by Drewish. And it just seems like Drewish has been able to just figure out Butterkix. We've been seeing that Butterkix was able to play a bit more unconventionally in that Game 3 with those more aggressive up-Bs, but Drewish is basically just going like, I know all your tricks, I know what you're doing, I know how to counteract all of this. And we're seeing Drewish with that super strong performance as we start to get into Smashville now. Maybe looking to just have a little less space to play with those lower blast zones. But we're seeing the Ice Climbers return from Butterkix.
What? Why are we seeing? That's, you know, that's interesting. Maybe Butterkix maybe picked up on something, but I mean, outside of the last game, like the other 2, Game 2, Game 3, that Falco was looking pretty clean.
Yeah, the Falco was really strong, but if you're Butterkix, you might be going, you know, I think that I know that you figured me out. And so I want to try to change the pace as we're seeing the immediate stock taken from the Nana spike. And we're seeing Drewish try to respond here, but just such a strong start from Drewish. But we're seeing the climbers be separated here as Nana gets removed. And now we're going to be able to see Drewish just completely lay on the pressure.
Oh, that stock's gone.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone.
But
it's out of there.
yeah.
Well, oh my goodness, again, that down air was so disgusting here. If you're Butterkix, you have to be feeling pretty good about that. And Drewish is getting the lick back here at 148% and missing that twin. Oh man, it's not looking too good here for Popo. Oh my gosh, that backer could have done it, but that's gonna do it. And now we are even in stock and almost percentages here. Butterkix said, I think I got you figured out. Drew said, hold my Fago, we ain't done yet. Ball up top, 2 stocks left.
Absolutely. We're just able to see Butterkix do so much work with those early fair confirms, with those early kills. Unlike in game 1, Butterkix struggled to take stocks early, but we saw that once Butterkix gets into their rhythm, you are able to see Drewish just pile on the pressure and just be as much of a force as possible. As we're seeing the Squall start to force Drewish to approach a little bit more awkwardly.
Absolutely, but I mean, oh my goodness, like we're so even here. Like this is anybody's game still. Man, just having a game 5 between these two has been a treat for us so far. Even if we're seeing a different character switch from Butterkix, Ice Climber looks much better now than it did in game 1.
Yeah, we've been seeing that Butterkix has been able to adapt it, not constantly just holding in game 1. And we're seeing Butterkix start to be a little bit more patient. You know, if I get my combos, I'm going to really get my combos. But Drewish is able to kill Nana with the forward air, and we're seeing Butterkix on the Sopo now. But if you're able to get, you know, some extra credit or maybe a strong up smash out of shield, then you could possibly steal this from Drewish. However, the Explosive Flame is going to take it, and we're going to see Butterkix down to their last stock, and this is for top 24 qualifiers.
Hey, look, man, you missing Nana, there's no shot. You're taking that stock. Like, I don't care how good you are, but now we're even in stock and percentage here. Game 5, who wants it? As you just said. So the winner of this goes into top 24. This is a top 24 qualifier.
Yeah. This is now just the case. Who wants it more? Who is able to, you know, keep their cool? Who's able to lay on the pressure more? And we're starting to see that from Drewish, able to get a lot of damage on both Nana and Popo, and we're seeing Nana possibly go down early, Butterkix being forced to retrieve her. But you're in now. However, you don't have Nana with that last hit of the Explosive Flame, and we're seeing Butterkix into a precarious position as you fall off the edge. Great game from both players. And we're going to be seeing Drewish in top 24, and Butterkix is in losers top 24. A great performance by both players.
Absolutely. Got to give it up to both our players here. We're going to see a nice run from Butterkix. Butterkix has 2 options, you know. You have, you know, Falco, you got Ice Climbers. Like, how do you want it? Do you want me to try and take advantage of, you know, getting early percentages with combos with Falco? Or do you want me to take an opportunity to maybe get a 0 to death if I'm Ice Climbers? You're still applying pressure either way. But yeah, excellent work for both our players here. Drewish will be moving on to winner side of top 24.
Absolutely, and now we are going to be moving into the game of Symphonies and Lightning. Lightning Toon Link Symphonies on that Terry. And this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. We're going to see Lightning maybe try to slow down the pace a little bit. Symphony's a very, very strong Terry once he's able to get in, but getting in against Toon Link can sometimes just be a very, very big issue.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If you are Toon Link, you do have the tools to keep Terry away. But nonetheless, this is not just any Terry. This is Symphony's Terry, who has been on a run in Michigan lately here. Again, we saw Get Cooked 7. Symphony's able to go on a very nice run there, able to get some upsets there. We'll see if Symphony's can carry that momentum from Get Cooked over to this tournament here.
Yeah, we saw Symphony's also be able to get second at LTUX and was able to force a bracket reset against Arcty, but Lightning, very, very strong Illinois player, coming out to Walpurgis. And thank you all again for tuning in as we get into another top 24 qualifier between Symphonies and Lightning.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a treat. Can't wait to see it. I wonder how the rest of the bracket's going, but nonetheless, we do see, like you said, you have 2 strong competitors here. I wonder if there's been any upsets yet.
A big upset was